The Jaguar E-Type, widely celebrated as the most beautiful car ever made, is a timeless automotive icon. This lovingly restored 4.2-litre 6-cylinder model from 1970 is an exceptionally presented and immaculate example. As with all classic cars, there are a number of specific features that need to be understood prior to driving away. Stay tuned for a detailed explanation of all the controls for this E-Type. The original E-Type Handbook is inside the vehicle and explains the car in great detail. It is kept in the cubbyhole behind the seats. The original two-piece seat belts are fitted. To strap in, pull slowly and evenly over your shoulder and hook under the clip on the other piece. Pull it tight and the belt slides into position. There are two bonnet release mechanisms inside the car, one on each side of the footwells. To open, turn the ring to 12 o'clock and pull out. When both sides have been released, the bonnet will open slightly, allowing access to the safety catch under the bonnet itself. Lift the bonnet slightly and push this catch in, freeing the bonnet completely. To close, first ensure one of the doors or windows is open. Gently lower the bonnet back into position, but do not drop it. Hold the bonnet down whilst pushing the locking mechanism back in and turning to 3 o'clock. Once held in place on one side, close the other locking mechanism. If you are hiring for more than a single day, you will need to perform a daily oil check. The dipstick is located here. Have a rag on hand. Remove the dipstick by pushing it slightly forward and pulling out. Wipe off the oil, reinsert it, pushing all the way to the bottom, and pull it out again to check the level of oil. To add oil, with the bonnet open, unscrew the filler cap here, turning it anti-clockwise, and carefully top up with oil as needed. Wait a few minutes for the oil to settle and check the oil level again with the dipstick. The car is fitted with a remote immobiliser. If you try to start the engine without turning the immobiliser off, nothing will happen. Press the unlock button on the fob to disengage the immobiliser. If you are starting the car from cold, or if the ambient temperature is very low, you may need the choke to start the engine. To use, pull the choke out to full position. If the engine does not start, push back into half position. Once the engine has started and is idling well, push the choke back into the closed position. Do not leave the choke on for any extended period of time. A few minutes is sufficient. There is a light on the dashboard that comes on when the choke is engaged. When turning the engine off, there is no need to engage the immobiliser, as this is automatic and re-engages a few minutes after being turned off. The switches on the far left of the dashboard control the heater. E-Types do get very hot, especially during the summer, so make sure the heater is off. The knob on the right controls the temperature, and the one on the left the airflow. When these knobs are out, they are off. When they are pushed in, they are on. It is recommended to open the windows to better cool the car down. This bank of switches on the dash, from the left, the first switch operates the hazard warning lights. The next is a map light, but this doesn't work. Then the interior light. The pair of switches in the centre control the side and headlights. If it is at all dark, have both on. The side lights by themselves are quite dim. To the left is the backlight for the instrument panel. When driving in the dark, turn this on to be able to read the various dials and gauges. To the right of the centre switches is the 2-speed windscreen wiper control. Then the windscreen washer. Next is the fan control for the heater, and the last switch was for a previously fitted heated rear screen, but this no longer works. Pushing the indicator stalk in towards the steering column activates the horn. After switching the headlamps on with the dashboard control, This switch alternates between dipped at the bottom and main beam at the top. To access the tailgate on the E-Type, first the catch to release is located on the door pillar to the side of the driver's seat. Pull this catch and the tailgate will pop out slightly. On the driver's side of the tailgate itself, push your fingers in to expose the release catch. Push this in and the tailgate can then be swung open. By the hinges is the tailgate prop stay. Lock this in position with a gentle push. The stay will not stand up to any strong wind, so please exercise caution and do not leave it in place for any length of time. To close the tailgate, push the stay out of the lock position, then gently lower the tailgate back towards the closed position. Do not drop it, and finally push it closed. The car runs on super unleaded petrol. This is the most expensive petrol and, though widely available, cannot be found at every petrol station. To fill with fuel, lift this flap, turn the filler cap anti-clockwise and fill as normal. The vehicle is supplied full of fuel and should be returned full also. You can visually check how much fuel is in the tank. The E-Type has a 4-speed gearbox. First, second, third and fourth. Engaging reverse gear can be a little tricky. From a central, neutral position, you have to push all the way to the left using force with the flat palm of your hand and then pull back into reverse. It is possible to accidentally put it in second gear, but a little practice will give you the feel for it. This beautiful Jaguar E-Type is available to hire from Northumbria Classic Cars. Call us today